We are live. Welcome along to Aston Villa from the stands. I hope you're well. Make sure you smash the like button whether you're live or on replay. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and get in this comment section whether that is, of course, again, live or on replay. Love to hear all your thoughts, feelings, emotions about the topics we're going to be discussing. Tyrone Mings is going to be a big discussion point today. And that, for me, is something I want to share with you. His contract situation. Can Tyrone Mings extend his stay at Aston Villa? Does he want to stay? And how much of a key role is he? Well, I've got a good stat for you. Eric Garcia, the Barcelona defender, has appeared as a potential defensive target for Aston Villa in the summer transfer window. And finally, the goalkeeper situation again. Juan Garcia. I'm not actually sure, but Garcia from Espanyol, the goalkeeper, has a new release clause potentially if there is such interest in the Spanish national team. We're going to get into it, but yes, this is a late one. Big up to the late crew. The reason why it's a late one is Heidi and I have been out house hunting all day. We've been up and down the country looking for houses, going about our business. And so, yeah, we are late. We had to get some dinner. We had to scran it up and we're here ready to rock and roll. But we have to get the content in. So big up to you guys. Who won in the Coventry game? Is it extra time right now? Do let me know. But yeah, let's just get straight into the Tyrone Mings situation. Okay. One of the best stats that I've seen about Tyrone Mings this season, and it absolutely blows my mind that this guy has not played more minutes. Now, I know that he was hampered at one point in the season with an injury, and luckily for Mings, it wasn't anything to do with his ACL. Just a little nail, just something that he could recover with. And at times you do get worried when you see Tyrone Mings get injured. You do wince, you do grimace, you think, oh God, how long is that going to be out for? But listen, it isn't to be, it is actually all okay with Tyrone Mings. But here's a stat for you that may shock some Villa fans. And I was pretty disappointed to see this. And actually, it does make me question this. Have a look at this about big Tyrone Mings. Tyrone Mings, against Bournemouth, Tyrone Mings made his 14th Premier League appearance of the season. Aston Villa are unbeaten in all of those games. Rock solid. Wow. Now, some people might say, oh, it's no coincidence, or oh, it's a bit of a coincidence. It's just that he's in there. No. For me, this isn't a coincidence, and I'm going to tell you why. For Tyrone Mings to make 14 appearances and Villa to never lose, and that is massive. This guy is a leader, and this guy once donned the captain's armband until Gerrard took it off him. This guy is someone who's commanding. His presence is felt across the back four and across the pitch. He actually has a vast range of experience in the Premier League. But most of all, for me, it's the mental attitude. The fact that this guy has recovered from 3 ACLs in his career and still plays at the top level is unbelievable. Tyrone Mings to go 14 games without a loss and Villa to go unbeaten is nuts. Why is the manager not playing him week in, week out? He's got to play. He's got to start. When you've got a statistic like this, 14 Premier League appearances and Aston Villa unbeaten on all of them, you have to ask the question, why, oh, why? Big up to everyone in the chat. Make sure you keep smashing the like button. I'm going to come to some of your comments in a second. So my first question to you is, number one, again, is everyone in the camp that you would prefer to see Tyrone Mings play over Pau? Or do you think Pau Torres is suited to certain, elements of the game? Do you think Pau Torres is better when we play a low block team? Or do you just think Tyrone Mings can do that job as well? The second thing I want to say about Tyrone Mings is I genuinely believe that Ezri Konsa plays better alongside Tyrone Mings. I genuinely think Ezri Konsa plays better alongside Tyrone Mings. And I, for one, would love to see that combination continue, especially with Tottenham at home on Friday, and then, of course, Manchester United away. I want to see Tyrone Mings play both those games because Villa need to make sure they don't lose them. So let me know your thoughts on that. Big up to Lee in the chat. Big up to Spicy who agrees with that statement. Ryan says, how sudden trips to Western Supermare? Have you given some money, lol? Well, listen, we had to go play on the 1p machines in Western and we lost it all. No, joking. But no, we are house hunting. We're on the move. Heidi and I are going to get our house. We just got to find the right place. Big up to Craw as well. Good evening, Craw. Member for 28 months. You're one of our own. You're one of our own. Craw. He's one of our own. Big up to Craw. Um, Tyrone Mings is so good he could be mistaken for a Canadian, says PC. Big up to you, my friend. Yeah, he's rock solid. He's rock solid. Retro says Tyrone is staying. My CB, love it. Pete Evans says Ty has to stay, in my opinion. I agree. Good day to Callum as well. And yeah, do keep me updated on the commentary game. But yeah, I love to know your thoughts on the Tyrone Mings situation. He is our best CB. In my opinion, he's our best CB. It was a shocker when Unai took him off. You know what? In general, there's been games this season where everyone's been calling for Tyrone to start and it's been Powell, and you're thinking, the biggest one for me is Crystal Palace, FA Cup semi-final. I think Mings was made to play against the big brute that is Matata. And you know what? You know, it was proven. Mings should have been on that pitch. I think it's a worry of overplaying. The stat is great, but if Ty gets injured, that stat means nothing. Yeah, the injury is probably a good point what Callum's made that we have to nurse it. Power and Ty are two sides of the same coin. Interesting, spicy. I like that. I like that, my friend. No, Esri Konsa makes Tyrone Mings play better. I don't know if he's paired with that matter. I know PC is a big Esri Konsa fan. So there we go. And Rich Burns says Ty is going nowhere. Now, I don't think. What I love about Tyrone Mings is that he's made it very clear, very, very clear that he loves playing for Aston Villa. It's a place where he feels at home. It's a place in which Tyrone Mings would probably love to retire. The only reason why I think Tyrone Mings would have to leave Aston Villa is, of course, if he didn't get game time. If Unai Emery was really starving him of game time and said, listen, you're not part of the plans, Ty, you're our fourth choice centre-back now. You know, Villa bring in another centre-back and Mings goes down. You know, Mings might go, do you know what? Listen, I love my time here, Unai, and I respect that, but I want to play. I want to play. We have to see. We have to see what happens with that. Personally, I think Mings is happy enough. Would probably like to play more, but I think he understands the depth of competitions. I think he understands that the centre-backs will always get their chance. And with injuries as well, you know, whether it's Powell or Esri, Tyrone comes straight in. The only thing he'd probably look at is that because he's a left-footed centre-back, it can mean that it is just a shootout between him or Pau Torres. That's how I see it. So, look, for me, Mings, he wants to extend his stay at Villa. He's made that very clear. He wants to stay. Will Villa let him happen? But with this stat, I'm going to show you one more time. He has to play. Aston Villa unbeaten in all of the games in which Tyrone Mings has appeared. Play him for the rest of the season and the next. So yeah, big up to Tyrone Mings and big up to everyone in the chat. I also want to say big up to Luke Collison, my Western Supermare friend. I'm sure he's been shooting up on COD with the gang, the AVFTS clan. Keep me updated, Lee, what's happening on the old AVFTS Call of Duty front. But there we go. Spicy thinks Ty ends his football career at Villa. I can see that. Josh, can you please let me know how to watch on Friday a movie recently and build us down from that? Okay, so it will be on Big Up Ryan. I will probably go live on the Friday just before kickoff to talk about it and get people to go over there. And there will be a link on the community page. There'll be a link in the video, and I'll be linking it up as well. So yeah, and basically I'll try and talk you through it on the chat if you don't know how to sign in. But Ryan, it'll be nice and easy to come and join in and you'll enjoy it. Patrick said, I think Powell should be moved into midfield. Half decent defender, but good at pushing us forward. We're good in the pivot. It's not a bad shout. Personally, I don't rate him as a defensive-minded defender, if that makes sense. I think he's poor in the aerial duels. I think he doesn't win as many interceptions or blocks as well. If you think about Tyrone Mings, he, for me, is the block king. When you think about Tyrone Mings, he throws his body at everything. He's first at everything. That's what my man Tyrone Mings does. With Powell, it's all about what he does on the ball and why people rave and rant about him. I'd also say that Powell is definitely short of a yard or two as well with pace. So, yeah, I think it's a good option, something maybe we could explore. And he is a great person, Lee, indeed. Big up as well to Vamos, VJ, Vamos, VJ, Vamos, Vamos. He's one of our own. He's one of our own. One of our top mods. It's Vamos, our own. Do you keep Mings with concept when it comes to choice? I'm going for the guy who consistently tops the minutes play category. Yeah, it's fair. ideally PC. They both played together because one's on the right and one's on the left. Stats this season: Women were up high. Highlight how much we still need him. Plus, he loves the Villa, and we love players who love the Villa. But yeah, absolutely big up to everyone. Joseph said he should start, and big up to my guy. Vamos, the VJ. Vamos, VJ. But yeah, love it. Sunderland commentary to win on penalties. Listen, big news coming through. If Coventry go up, Frank Lampard playoff final, he could have his redemption mark. That'd be massive if Frank Lampard was to return to Premier League. But we'll have to wait and see on that one. So, look, big Tyrone Mings. He's here, he's there, he's every effing where. It's Tyrone Mings, as we like to say. Hopefully, people, we see Tyrone Mings get that little contract extension. We see Tyrone Mings sort of land his dream role of playing at Aston Villa. Remember as well, he has got that ambassadorial role. He has got that role in which he is going to be part of the 2026 Euro committee. I think that's massive for Tyrone Mings to be part of that committee. I think it's massive for him to, be able to have that say and have a life off the pitch in football as well. So, yeah, big up to Tyrone Mings in that sense, and hopefully his career really, really does go well in that sense. So, yeah, there we go. And also big up to PC Lockdown. 2 months away from the year, PC, Yellow Legend, locking it down in British Columbia, Canada. And by the way, I actually worked out PC, ironically, Pete from the Holy Trinity show, he said on his video the other day that he was from British Columbia. I thought of you straight away. I thought, wow, 2 Petes in British Columbia and Canada. What are the chances of me knowing that, eh? So there we go. But Blade's got to be massive favourites, absolutely. Okay, next story then that we're going to go on to is, of course, the one about Eric Garcia. Now, this guy scored in the Inter Milan Barcelona game. A really exciting player, very versatile player. But it says here, Aston Villa have set their sights on a summer move for Barcelona centre-back Eric Garcia, who has a contract expiring in June 2026. Now, if you know much about Eric Garcia, you'll know that actually, again, he's very much what an Unai Emery Monchi type player is. So he is basically the equivalent of Pau Torres, a right centre-back. Now, there's been a lot of people who have said that this guy is not the one, that he is a right-sided Pau Torres. And we can't be having Garcia and Pau Torres dilly-dallying at the back. Do you know what I mean? You can't be having Eric Garcia dilly-dallying with Pau Torres at the back. This one for me is a transfer to avoid. I don't want Eric Garcia. I don't think it's the type of player that Villa need or want, especially if he would be playing alongside Pau Torres. This isn't La Liga. This isn't Spanish football. This, for me, is one that we must avoid. And look, as I said, he is. If you look at the post, there's a lot of people who are very not happy with him. But he has been playing. The only thing is, the only positive I will give of him, though, is that he has been playing at right back. As I said, he scored against Inter Milan in the Champions League. And all of a sudden, he looks a little better at right back than he does at centre half. And I'm thinking, okay, maybe, just maybe, we fancy a little bit of a right back in Eric Garcia. Maybe that's where we're looking at. So there we go. He's opposed that there's only one true British Columbia Villa fan named Peter. Guess who that is? Yeah, this guy. You can hear it. What can you hear? What can you hear on TV, Lee? Something playing, is it? But yeah, ranking of my fish and chips yesterday. I think Heidi and I thought it was a good solid 8.5. It was the only criticism I would actually have, if you had to criticise it, was too hot to start with. It was actually so piping hot that I was so hungry. You know when you're so hungry, you just want to get your fork in and you just want to scoff it down. Huh? He cooked it fresh, which is a positive. Just couldn't eat it quickly. That's one downside of it, and it's not really a downside of being hot because you'd be more fuming if it was cold. But yeah, it was good. It was a good solid 8 out of 10. The fish, the only thing you could say is there was a bit too much batter on the fish. If you want to really be a food, yeah, I'm being picky. That's what I mean. I'm being picky. To be fair, 8.5 out of 10 is very good. It's very good. So there we go. If we get Champions League again, we'll need all three of them and one or two more, exactly. But yeah, Eric Garcia. Eric Garcia. I mean, we've already failed with one Garcia. Is that what we're trying to do? Is that what we're trying to do? Are we trying to find a right back called Garcia? And that's literally just what we're going with. So we'll have Andreas Garcia. No, failed. Okay, let's go with Eric Garcia. But yeah, that's where we're at. Maybe we're looking at Garcia as a right back, as also a versatile centre back, but we'll have to wait and see. I'll have to see. Sunderland have won it. A header from the corner, last minute limbs. Wow. I bet that's absolute bedlam. Ryan says, why oh why are we still having to operate a one in, one out policy every transfer window? Haven't we earned the right to invest? Seems non-big six clubs must keep performing miracles to make it. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. But it's true, yeah. Rich says Heidi knows, yeah, she's always got to listen to Heidi. That's the story there. But she does know with her fish and chips. She's absolutely spot on. Will be Aston Garcia. It's quite funny. It is a common Spanish surname. But yeah, so Eric Garcia from Barcelona. His contract runs out in 2026. Again, rumoured fee is around 15 to 20 million. Will Barcelona let him go? Probably not. Are we looking for a starting centre-back in that right side? Probably not. We've got Ezri Konsa. However, at right back, it very may well be an option, people. So there we go on that one. Right, the last final foray of what this story broke today, and I was a bit like, damn, okay, what's going on here? So, Joan Garcia, Jerry has it. Here it is. Here it is. Joan Garcia. If Espanyol goalkeeper Joan Garcia is called up for the Spain squad, his release clause will rise to 30 million. It's quite an interesting way of looking at things that release clauses can do this. But essentially, what that is telling me is this guy is definitely someone who the Spanish national team are looking at. As I said, if you don't know the story of Joan Garcia, he basically broke into the Espanyol first team this season. So he was very much a number two keeper, broke into the Espanyol first team spot, and then was incredible and has had a really good season and has now captured the eyes of Europe. And Aston Villa, of course, have been linked, rumoured, blah, blah, blah. And we go back again, Emi Martinez to Saudi Arabia. Joan Garcia comes in, hence why his name keeps appearing in all these Villa pages and all these Villa chats. The only thing I would say is 30 million release clause. It's going up. Now, are we getting a young Spanish prodigy? We'll have to wait and see. But obviously, the last release clause was 20 to 25 million. So there has been a 5 million increase on that. Whether Villa again go for this guy, we'll very much have to wait and sit on it and see. As I said, I very much can see if this guy's name keeps coming up, if we keep getting linked to a goalkeeper from Espanyol, there has to be some smoke without fire. And it comes back to the same old Adj's debate that I will be watching very closely of Emi Martinez's situation. As I said, Villa need to sell a big name player by the 30th of June. We got Tottenham on Friday where they'll be doing their lap of honour at Villa Park. It'll be very interesting to see maybe some body languages and what people are like, and if we get send-offs. Some players can disguise it, some players can't. If you're seeing Emi Martinez giving it that and looking emotional, then you know the Saudi deal is done and dusted. But it's on Friday. There's still a month and a bit to go for that. But I will keep saying this. Joan Garcia will not be coming to Aston Villa. He will not be coming to Aston Villa to be the number two. If we're going for Garcia, it's for the number one. If we're paying a 30 million release clause, by the way, for this, it's not for a number two goalkeeper. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. We'll have to see on that one. I mean, Pete said, not necessarily. We know Arsenal's leaving. Maybe Jones is the new world's number two. Unfortunately, any club that pays 30 million for a substitute keeper probably needs to get their head checked. He's only coming for one reason, surely. AVFC85, big up to you, said good keeper, crap defence in front of him. And that's the thing, 30 million for this guy. The fact that he hasn't made a Spanish cap yet but it seems like he is likely to now. Just shows that he's caught the eyes of the Spanish media, the Spanish national team. To break into that Spanish side as the number one as well would be a massive thing for him. And wouldn't it be great if we do end up, if Emmy goes with the Spain number one? You know, that's some credit as well. So look, keep your eyes on that one. This story will not be going away about Joan Garcia, and I really think that we will have to execute that release clause of 30 million euros. Which, if Emmy goes, then yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it. Again, another look. There's some awful transfer rumors, and there's some other stuff that some of them I won't even touch because I'm not quite, a fan of the transfer rumors. But here's a nice one about Ollie Watkins, because it is a bit Ollie Watkins season. Have a look at this about Ollie Watkins. And by the way, big up to everyone. Make sure you keep smashing the life out of that like button for me. I do appreciate it. It says here, of the 75 Premier League goals Ollie Watkins has scored, 45 have either put Aston Villa in the league, 35 of them, or drawn them level in the game, including 14 of his last 16 goals this season. Now, why is this quite a key stat? This is a key stat for me because players like strikers who score goals when it's 3-0 or 4-0, easier to do. It's about those game-winning moments. Now, we all can sit here and go, that could be a lot higher for Ollie Watkins. We know he's missed chances. We know he should have probably scored more. That could have been a lot higher for Ollie. However, these stats, as I said, you cannot take that away. You cannot take that away. Over 50% of the goals, 45, have led to win or draw. Basically just under 50% is where Aston Villa are taking the lead. I think that's a really telling stat. And it says it, including 14 of his last 16 league goals this season. It seems that Watkins likes to score key goals, crucial goals, at the right time. And maybe, just maybe, that is the fact that we have to stick on that. That's why you look at strikers' metrics and data. That is why Ollie Watkins will always be, for me, someone you just simply have to respect. And those are the stats. So there we go. Where's Chukwuemeka now? He's on loan somewhere, and I cannot remember. I saw him. Oh, he's on loan at Borussia Dortmund. Big up to my guy, Luke Carlison. Luke Carlison. He said this for you, VJ. Legend that is Lee. And Vamos, VJ, let's have some likes, he says. Appreciate it. Ryan says, I really fancy fish and chips now, but I'm in London. I don't know how to do them. I bet they're awful. And a bit of chat on Chelsea. Chelsea are part of the Cartel 6, that's why. But there. And they really do get away with it as well. But yeah, big up to everyone. Big up to everyone. Hope you're good. Hope you're well. And look, Ollie Watkins, my guy, my striker. I'm always going to bang the Ollie Watkins drum. You won't hear a bad word from me said about Ollie Watkins. And yeah, 100% all behind him. Like, last one, before we wrap up, what do you think of these numbers? Now, I'm going to show you a player who, again, Villa, potentially, big name player, has to go, has to leave because of PSR, blah, blah, blah. And it is this. It is this. Jacob Ramsey. Jacob Ramsey, in the Premier League over the last 3 seasons. What do you think of these stats? He's played 79 games, 8 goals, 13 assists. So 21 GA in 80 games. Well, if we put that 20 and 80, a bit of quick maths, a quarter of his GA per games played. It's not bad, is it? And so the question here is, with talk of him potentially being linked with other clubs, how much do you think he's worth in the current market? And there's been some interesting comments. 25 to 30 million, some people say. Some said 40. 30 million coming up a lot. Poor stats, they are. I know injuries affect him, but if we got 40, 50, I'd sell. Now, I can't work out if they are poor stats. I think probably the poor stat for me is the 79 games played. And the minutes. He's been lacking minutes in games because of injuries. That's the issue with Ramsey. And that is why people may look at that and go, how is a guy of Jacob Ramsey's age not played more minutes and games? Simple answer is injury. And this is okay over 3 seasons, 38-game season, 38 times 3. You're looking at just under, it's like 114, 116, something like that. Yeah? 114, 116 games. He's played 80 of them, but it's the minutes. And so people are talking about what value is Jacob Ramsey. I think Jacob Ramsey is exactly that. I think he's a 30 million player. I think his English tax, being English, may hype him up to a 35, 40. But essentially for me, the English tax is where you sort of look at it with Jacob Ramsey. Can we flog a player who's come through Villa Academy, who is English, who Thomas Tuchel, by the way, referenced saying he was close to making the England international squad. Could we tout him for 35, 40 million? And would you sell him? If I said you can sell Jacob Ramsey and you upgrade him with another winger worth 35, 40 million, are you doing it? Are you doing it? Loving all the food chat as well in there. Is it possible to sell him instead of one of the more influential and consistent players to keep PSL off our backs? 100%, exactly that. And that's the thing. I think Ramsey is, you've got like Kamara, Yuri Tillemans, as those. If you think of PSR value, they're going to be £0. They're 100% profit, but they're almost indisposable. Then you've got like your Morgan Rogers and Ollie Watkins sort of tier. I think Jacob Ramsey hits just like here. I just don't think it's basically, if we're to lose Jacob Ramsey, I'm not losing sleep over it. I don't think our season's done or dusted, just like Leon Bailey. Both those players for me, it's a bit like if we lose them, we lose them. If we keep them, we keep them. Either way, I'm not losing sleep. If we were to lose Yuri Tillemans or Kamara or Rogers, you're spewing for a week. You're spitting feathers, really. And you're having a lot of frantic news. Jacob Ramsey, give or take, he's hit or miss for me. If we have him, we have him. If we don't, we don't. So that for me, the big part of why I say that is I'm taking out sentiment. I'm taking out sentiment of him being one of our own. And that's the key thing when it comes to these sort of players. You've got to take sentiment out of it. You've got to take out that he was a homegrown player, etc., etc. To be honest, I hope someone comes in for 9 and we don't have to sell him. Yeah, that would be interesting. That would be interesting on that. But look, if we, and AVSC said, if we could somehow get close to 50 million and source a proper replacement, that'd be ideal. It's all about the replacement, isn't it? I mean, if we were to sell Ramsey for 30 million and we ended up just absolutely dwindling, not replacing him, then his presence is going to be missed. Jacob Ramsey, for me, is as I said, he's one of those give or take. But I would also notice if we never replaced him. I'd also notice, just like the Moussa Diaby, if you go back to Moussa Diaby, we sold Moussa Diaby and we never replaced him. Jadon Philogene is probably the worst replacement I've ever seen in my life. The fact that we thought Jadon Philogene could do the job is a little bit of a piss take. Do you know what I mean? A little bit of a piss take. We've actually thought Jadon Philogene could fill the boots and put pressure on Leon Bailey. We simply did not replace Moussa Diaby. So the answer to that is, if you're going to sell a Jacob Ramsey or a Leon Bailey, make sure you replace them this time. Don't leave ourselves short. Don't think, Ian Matson could play left wing and Luca Dean left back. Do you know what I mean? That's a weird one. We absolutely snuffed it on Philogene, didn't we? Big up to Richard Edwards, my man, hype man in the chat. Long time no see, Richard. Hope you're in the Rock Along on Friday for it, bro. I've missed your hype. Jeffrey says there's another guy made on money on Philogene. Like, what the weirdest transfer of all transfer? Villa have him, we sell him to Hull, we bring him back, he's crap. We sell him to Ipswich, he's crap. Ipswich fans don't rate him. I feel like Jadon Philogene has absolutely ruined himself really at the Premier League level now. Probably a little bit like Cameron Archer, if you get me. Like, he's just never going to find a place in the Premier League regularly. He probably should go back to the Championship and rebuild there. So there we go. But look, there's a bit of news for people. As I said, it's a short and sweet one tonight. It's very late. for our usual streaming service. And as I said, apologies that I haven't done the same time, same place. But I appreciate it, all you guys. Hopefully you've all got your notification bells on so you don't miss it. Have been popping and talking. I don't think, well, who knows if we're going to go on some mad house hunting tomorrow night. You never know. But then we will be live. It will be any time past 7 o'clock tomorrow. And there we go. So yeah, big up to you guys. Big up to everyone in the chat. I hope you're keeping well. Look, it's Tuesday's gone. We got 3 days. 3 days until we face Tottenham. I've got to send a message out to Deji. Am I, love?
Yeah.
I've got to get Deji on. So I'm going to try and get Deji on. I want to hear this guy. We'll get the old Deji on and we'll live it up with that. So yeah, big up to the corned beef chat. The message will be sent tomorrow morning. We will keep you updated on tomorrow's stream of what he answers. So there we go. But listen, people, smash the like button if you haven't already. Comment on the video now or on the replay. You can get in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts on either Mings, Garcia, or anything else we've discussed. Jacob Ramsey, Ollie Watkins. You lot have been incredible. The real OGs in here. As I said, thank you for helping me keep growing. All you can keep doing is turning that, supporting the channel by having your notification bell on, smashing the like and being in the stream. It means everything to me. And yeah, we're going to keep trying to grow this channel. We're going to keep growing together as a clan. And I really appreciate it all. And yeah, watch along will be on Friday. People, enjoy. I'll see you all very soon. Big up to the chat. Big up to the likes of Jeffrey, Richard, Lee, Ryan, Vamos, the VJ, PC, ABFC, everyone else who's been commenting as well in the chat. I really do appreciate it. And of course, the boys in blue, in Lee and Vamos VJ for your super chats. Claw for his membership, PC and Vamos as well. You're all a bunch of legends. Oh, what is going on my laptop? There we go. And yeah, enjoy your corned beef hash if you're having any. Up the bloody Villa. I'm out of here. Ta